Hey, number three. Hey, number three. Eat your heart out, cotton picker. Alrighty, Gatekeeper here. Before I even start this joker right here, this video, I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and do a dual celebration cigarette light up. Oh yeah, dual cigarette celebration on this one, y'all. Well, alrighty. Done with the comedy and on to this. What we're looking at here is a candy paint all 2879 5 transistor amplifier. A couple of y'all that know me personally, I've heard me talking about the candy painted boxes. Gonna be trying out and see how they go, see how they look and everything. Give them a good test, see how we like them. And I have a buddy of mine that runs an automobile collision center, and he'd been after me for a while to get some of these enclosures up there, you know. And of course, you know, all those builders were all trying to be different in our own ways, of course. But I am just in love with this color, man. I mean, this color is just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. The sun hits it just right. It changes from a blue to a much lighter blue. And the way it sits right now, with a, you know, an environment that's not too lit up, you see it's more of a darker blue. And it even shows kind of a bluish purple look at sometimes too. It's just the coats that you use that kind of gives that effect. But it's a true candy, just like if you ever heard of candy apple. I got to see a candy apple paint job at a car show when I was younger, when I was a teenager, and I mean, it was amazing. Like, it was wet, almost like they just painted it, you know. Well, this is a true candy, and it's actually something he's just playing around with for the first time himself, because he had a custom job on a car for a candy paint job, and he had never done a candy before. So he had one of his buddies kind of show him how to apply it and everything. So he had a little bit of practice with it before he attempted to do these enclosures with it, but he done a great job. Great job. So let you see it on real quick before we pop the top off. Here's what she looks like fired up. I think people starting to like these fan grills. What y'all think? I've contacted the company to see if we can't get some more custom ones made. So you got your on and off right there. You got your preamp. Okay. And back here you have your SSB delay. Right there. Alright, and right here is your remote. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and pop the tin off and let y'all see the inside. Mr. Lawnmower Man, I want to give you a special thanks, brother, for being patient with me, man. You know, this has been a little while in the making. You've been awesome, dude. Y'all give me a second. Hold on a second. Where's my shirt? Trying not to touch the box. This thing picks up fingerprints. I tell you what. That's one thing for sure. This thing does pick up some fingerprints. Got your regulator there. Got everything matching blue and white theme here. Let me put the phone down and unplug the fan. Y'all give me 1 second. Alright. Alrighty. I gotta find a place to fit. These things are so delicate, I don't want to just set them like I normally would. Alright. As I always say, here she be. Let you take a look at the inside before we fire her up. This is all yours, customly to your liking, Mr. Lawnmower Man. All metals. Mr. Lawnmower Man seen that one little test I did the last, let's see, I think 2 or 3 one-driving 4s ago, but it was done in all metal, and he liked the concept of it, and he asked for an all metal, so that's what we did. Let's see, we got metal on the output. We're using 2 of them right there. We got this thing fine-tuned. Luckily I had enough metals here to equal to the tune, so we didn't have to order any. Get metals on the 120s, metals on the output, the transformers, metals on the input, metals on the driver. There's not one silver dip mica in this whole amplifier. The only other capacitors in this amplifier are ceramics or monolithics, like the big 3K right here. Turn this light on here. About press the stop button just then. There's your sideband delay right there, brother. Done tested the preamp out for you. She's working great. I'm going to tell everybody too, we're about to be releasing an amazing preamp here soon. It's made out of a military spec device that's actually designed for RF only. And this preamp is amazing. It's going to take this little preamp design I've been using, which is more of a Texas Star type design, and throw it out the window. And I've already made some videos on a spectrum analyzer showing that working, so I'll be uploading them soon. So that's going to be something real neat for the scene, and I'm blessed enough to be able to be part of it. So, alrighty, man, let's get this thing fired up, man. It's working real nice. I'm real happy with the output on it. She's a real pretty amp, man. I just kind of kept the inside going along with the scheme, you know, the blue and white scheme, or theme, shall I say, not scheme, what the hell am I talking about? The blue and white theme. So I just kept that rolling with it. Even got that power wire hidden on the output transformer for you, man. Just, you know, I know this is a little more than you probably anticipated, man, but hey, I'm glad I was able to surprise you, man, and make your day when you saw this first. I'm the type of builder I love to see people enjoy using my stuff, man, and I want it to work for them for a long, long time. I don't want them to have to bring it back. That's more headache for me. You know, some people, you know, they thrive off making that money on them repairs, but not me, man. I don't have a department here to work on repairs. All right, let me quit blabbing on, man. Let's get this thing fired up here. All righty. We're going to be floating on a 100 amp supply right here, okay? All right, we're just going to turn all the way up. We're on the bench radio, 4 watts RMS. Okay. Here's your input reflect, 10 watt slug. Hello. Beautiful input reflect, man. Love the way that's so low like that. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, we're on here on the RMS. Okay, 1000 watt slug. Oh, yeah. Right there on 300 watts RMS with the bench radio. Go ahead and go to peak. Oh, yeah. 1,000 watts in the corner. I think this is the first 5-pil that I've done so far out of these 5 years that I've been able to get that amount of output just with my bench radio. So that is good, man. Very good. All right, let's turn this off real quick. You don't really need it, but we're going to hook up the hot radio here. We're going to be mainly looking at the RMS side. I might pop the 05K slug in. I know it looks like this is probably doing a little bit more than 1,000 on the peak side of things. But we're wanting to look at the RMS, y'all. That's what we're wanting to look at. Sorry about that. Had a phone call again. I thought I put my phone on airplane mode, but I guess I didn't. Anyway, I'm not hooked up to my regular hot radio I'm normally hooked up to. The receive in that radio is not that good at all. I went ahead and hooked up to this one. It's got the same Stickman tune in it. And the reason I'm doing that so I can show you the preamp, Mr. Lawnmower Man. But looks like the band's dead, man. I'm on 6 over here. Like the band's completely dead, so it ain't like it's gonna help much. But alright, we're gonna show it to you on the hot radio. We're on RMS, 1,000 watts. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alrighty, right there at 400, a little bit under. I'd probably say about 380, 390. But look at this. 100 amp transformer. I'm about to be getting me a regulated. Sure wouldn't need one right about now. But look at this drop. Oh, I can't see it on the camera. Let me look at it. Oh, it's right there about 14.8. 14.8 to 15 volts. And another thing that I do with these 1x4s is I like to put a little bit of padding in it just for protection. And as you see, we got the 100 ohm variable here, okay? This 100 ohm to ground kind of helps to share the load with this, and also turns it into a 50 ohm load with it being in parallel like that. But coming out of the variable, it goes to a 10 ohm resistor, as you see right here, okay? Flows on this way, and right before it hits the input transformer, I got it going through another 10 ohm resistor. It's just kind of something that I've just to kind of starting to do a custom to, especially on these 2879 5 transistor amps here, because it's going to kind of keep it, it's going to kind of have a little bit of a safety measure if somebody's driving a little bit too much. Like right now, if I took both of these 10 ohms off, and I actually tested this with the last one, you gain a little bit more bird. You know, I'm not going to sit there and lie to you. You do gain a little bit. Like you see this right here, it's barely like doing 380, 390. If both of these were took off, it would be doing a little bit over 400. But there again, drive it a little bit harder and you'll still get that same amount out of it. You know, it's kind of a little bit of it's a number game and this and that, but this puppy is working wonderful. All right, now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to pop this 1K out. I haven't done this before on a 5-pil. I like to use the word transistor than pil. Somebody might hear me saying that, neighbor or something. They might think I'm talking about something else. You know what I'm talking about? All right, I'm going to put the 5K in, put it on the peak. Okay. All right, so we're looking, the 50 is 5,000. The 10 is 1,000. Oh, so we're looking at right there about 1,200 watts peak. That's what that's indicating. So here she is, man. Got some good solid stiff 8 gauge. I use 4 sometimes, and you know, it's completely overkill, but you know, this was more or less because of the color scheme here, man. There's a lot of decisions I had to make with this amplifier that was more or less not performance but color, but I still kept the performance in there. You see what I'm saying? But I hope you enjoy it, buddy. You know, a lot of people will be like, why go to all that extra trouble inside an amp? You ain't never going to see it when the lid is on there. Man, it's something only a builder, somebody that builds, you know, can answer, man. It's just, you know, I never was too good at painting and drawing, even though I got lots of artists in my family tree. My aunt runs a art studio. She's a genius artist. I never was a good drawer or painter, but I always did art in different ways. And I'm going to leave it at that. Mr. Gatekeeper said it. Oh, we forgot to show the preamp. Got to pop out of here without showing the cat picking preamp. Well, let's see if I can find any kind of activity here. Break for a radio check. This thing sound okay to you, Roger?
Sounds good, running.
I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one now. That ain't gonna work. I thought maybe keep them talking there. But here, we'll just hit the preamp, show the increase on the needle here. There you go. I'm gonna scan up the band here just to see if there's anybody. I've noticed that, man. I've noticed it's like that. You know, we're about to be going through seasonal changes, and Skip's gonna be changing. It's already started. We're starting to talk out to the West Coast now. And once that happens, I do notice sometimes you'll start having dead days or dead points in the day where there's no skip rolling at all. But man, the preamp works great. Preamp works great. So there you go. Hope you enjoy, man. We got a couple of more of these candies on the way. Mr. Gatekeeper out here around Northeast Georgia. And everybody else is waiting, man. I appreciate your patience. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Black. You got to give him a major shout out to Mr. Black out there. Glad you made it back safe, my man. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Stickman. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Real Deal. And everybody else out there, man, that puts up with me. Hey, number 3. Hey, number 3. Eat your heart out, Cotton Picker. We gone.